Daily Mass Readings and Reflection. September 12, 2023. Solemnity of the Most Holy Name of Mary. First reading is taken from the book of Colossians chapter 2, verses 6 to 15. Brothers and sisters, as you received Christ Jesus the Lord, walk in him, rooted in him and built upon him and established in the faith as you were taught, abounding in thanksgiving. See to it that no one captivate you with an empty, seductive philosophy according to the tradition of men, according to the elemental powers of the world and not according to Christ. For in him dwells the whole fullness of the deity bodily, and you share in this fullness in him, who is the head of every principality and power. In him you were also circumcised with a circumcision not administered by hand, by stripping off the carnal body, with the circumcision of Christ. You were buried with him in baptism, in which you were also raised with him through faith in the power of God, who raised him from the dead. And even when you were dead in transgressions and the uncircumcision of your flesh, he brought you to life along with him, having forgiven us all our transgressions, obliterating the bond against us, with its legal claims, which was opposed to us. He also removed it from our midst, nailing it to the cross, despoiling the principalities and the powers. He made a public spectacle of them, leading them away in triumph by it. Responsorial Psalm. The Lord is compassionate toward all his works. A reading from our Holy Gospel according to St. Luke chapter 6, verses 12 to 19. Jesus departed to the mountain to pray, and he spent the night in prayer to God. When day came, he called his disciples to himself, and from them he chose 12, whom he also named apostles: Simon, whom he named Peter, and his brother Andrew, James, John, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James, the son of Alphaeus, Simon who was called a zealot, and Judas the son of James, and Judas Iscariot, who became a traitor. And he came down with them and stood on a stretch of level ground. A great crowd of his disciples and a large number of the people from all Judea and Jerusalem and the coastal region of Tyre and Sidon came to hear him and to be healed of their diseases, and even those who were tormented by unclean spirits were cured. Everyone in the crowd sought to touch him because power came forth from him and healed them all. Reflection from our Holy Gospel. Jesus departed to the mountain to pray. After the healings on a Sabbath which provoke controversy with the Pharisees, Jesus leaves the synagogue and goes to the mountain to pray. The mountain is a good place to pray. The name of the mountain is not mentioned. Here, Jesus prays the whole night. He needs to re-energize himself after encountering difficulties in his ministry. Looking at his upcoming activities, Jesus needs a core group. He prays for guidance that he may choose right persons to be his apostles. They will be sent to replicate what he is doing, like preaching and healing. Judas Iscariot is singled out as the one who becomes a traitor. Did Jesus commit a mistake in choosing him? No. Judas had the freedom, like the other apostles, to be faithful to the Master and not to be a traitor. He chose to disassociate from his Master and the group and serve the establishment, at Jesus' expense. In spite of our fervent prayers, something can still go wrong. Let us be prepared for it.